Good morning, everybody. My name is Guilherme Rosa. I'm a faculty member at the University of Wisconsin. So I'd like to thank the four speakers for this first session. I think we had a great start. Some interesting things that I just want to highlight because things that we can discuss after lunch. We had at least Santiago and Natalia discussed image analysis and computer vision applications in animal and plants. I think that's a very interesting thing for us to discuss. I think image analysis has great application in many fields in animal science and production, in nutrition, in reproduction, in physiology, genetics, and so forth. Like Natalia said, the plants are in there. They cannot come to where you have the cameras or any kind of technology that we are going to use to record images. So with animals, sometimes you can bring, like Santiago showed, like you bring the chicken to put in a MRI or X-ray. But on the other hand, we have also the animals move. So if you are in the field and trying to record pictures, you cannot ask them to stand and not move. So we talk about GBI, another very interesting point that Natalia discussed here, and Raluca also, with when you think about animals, and Santiago as well. So you have breeding programs in a global context, so you have individuals going to different environments and how they are going to perform and how specific you are going to select individuals for these different environments. Another very interesting thing that it's always good for us to remind, Victor discussed agriculture is not isolated, and of course it's a component or a node in a big network where you have energy, transportation, and so forth. And even the egg system is very complex with many nodes, and that's why we have here people in genetics, in nutrition, in reproduction, and so forth. So all this, I think, would benefit from the ability for us to record data and maybe incorporate new traits, like Raluca said, so things that we cannot measure nowadays, but if we identify as an important component, maybe using the Victor's models that we see that this is a bottleneck and we need to tackle this, we can develop technology to be able to measure those new traits. So after lunch, we are going to have breakout sessions, a breakout session. So we are going to split the group in four, and the color that you see in your badge put you in one of these four groups. Each group will have a chair or take note, a note taker. So I think, let me just check if we have for the green group, do we have a chair already? Because I heard we have 3 chairs already, right? What about the blue one?
So Roxanne was going to collect notes, but we'd have to have some speaker after the fact. Blue, James? Yep, okay. James would be doing that one.
So we still need 2 more, or?
So, Stephen? Excuse me, is this one? So Stephen was going to do the red. James would do blue. Nick, you're a red. What are you? You want to do green yourself, or you want somebody else? We need to identify at least one person in order to report back.
Well, when we get together, we can choose one person then. So then we are going to go in the 4 corners, right?
Yeah.
Here.
So one in each different corner. You're going to have to take your chairs in order to move to have enough space. To do it, you can get back in the 2 corners and back, as well as there and here, in order to give us some space. It'll probably get a bit noisy in terms of doing it. We have, I think, an hour and a half set aside for that discussion. Between now and then, we have lunch, which is actually in the room right here. If you can get that, come back as the last portion of the time that we have for the break. Someone here from the National Ag Library is going to talk a little bit about efforts in which they're doing for data in order to try and help the community as well.
Yeah. So the goal is to discuss, brainstorm, talk about challenges, bottlenecks, opportunities on high-throughput phenotype and data analysis. And like Jim said before, it's agnostic in terms of animal species and disciplines as well. So let's open up for everything.
Yeah. So the more things that you can think of today, what opportunities, things that we can move forward would be greatly appreciated. Then you've got time to think about it yet tonight, because we will have a small breakout session yet tomorrow to try and do more prioritization. So don't worry about trying to prioritize. This is the most important area to do. What are those opportunities that are there? Okay?
Good for lunch now.
Okay.